Hello everyone. Today is Monday, July 18th, 2022 at 7:49 a.m. in the morning. So, I don't know if this video might be a little longer than last night, but um I don't feel like turning on the light. And I look exactly the same way I looked last night. I got on the same clothes and everything. That same dress or whatever. So it cost me I had to pay in some points at the hotel. I paid in some points plus reduced hotel um price, reduced financial price, and paying also some points. So I got another night, and so Monday, tomorrow morning, is the day, I check out, unless anybody would have helped me like with another $100 or so. Um, it, so I mean, unless anyone would have helped me with another $100, I mean, well, I could, if anyone donated another $100, then that would have helped me. That could help me stay another night. But if not, then I had to go back on the streets. So this morning I paid for another night at kind of reduced price plus some points. So on the app, if you pay with the points plus fee, points plus the price, they deduct your points right away. But if you pay full price and then get credits, then you have to wait a few days for yourself to get the credits back. So I guess I have to work my way back up to some full nights to um accumulate more points in order to be eligible for reduced or free nights. So if I would have paid the full price yesterday to stay here, then I would have been having to check out today because I would have had had to pay full price, which means pay more money. So I think I have one more night eligible for reduced price, and then after that I will have to pay full price and work back up with the rewards and everything. You know, um, so the reduced price is pretty helpful. But I would have had to pay full price and then pay for another night in which I didn't have money for, and then eventually get a free night, and it could have been used at like any hotel or whatever. So I'm thankful and glad to be able to get this rest, a respite off the streets and get less harassment. And see, that's why they want to keep targets for us homeless, because when you protected in a house or a hotel or a motel or something, or a home, whatever, and you don't come out much, sometimes you get harassed, but it's minimized. But then if you're out in the streets, you get all kinds of harassments and setups and entrapments, and they're making way more money off of you when you're homeless on the streets. And then when I'm downtown on Palafox Street and I'm panhandling and begging and trying to survive, trying to ask for money for food, bus fare, transportation, or whatever. Or laundry, or hygiene items, or whatever I need. They have gang stalkers that want to harass me or stalk me super heavy while I'm panhandling. And it's humiliating and embarrassing, and make me feel even more ashamed. And then they some of them create noise harassment nearby to drown out the noise drown out the sound of my voice asking for help. And then people get more disgusted and frustrated and don't want to help me. So I think it's pure evil for me to get 20 thumbs down on a video asking for help. But then I had originally 12 thumbs up, and they were trying to compete, and then they knocked it all the way down from 12 to, instead of 8, they knocked it all the way down to 4 thumbs up. I think a lot of them switched their thumbs up to thumbs down, or either that or the perps must have manipulated the numbers of my thumbs up and thumbs down on purpose so that my video couldn't get to ruin the algorithm, so that the videos couldn't get out, and I could end up, they suppressing my videos so I can't get help. So so they reduced that video down to like 4 thumbs down. 4 thumbs up, and no, I'm sorry. That video, I think I ended up with 9 thumbs up and 20 thumbs down, when I originally had at least 12 thumbs up and probably 11 thumbs down. And it's like they couldn't help. They felt mad that they were losing the battle, so they fraudulently switched out. Knocked off some thumbs up that I got, knocked off the numbers, and I don't know how they're able to hack in and do that. And when I had more supporters on my main targeted by the PsychWorld channel, what they used to do was I had some of my supporters that would tell me, Candy, I gave you a thumbs up, but then later on I saw my thumbs up was removed. And they said they knew that the gang stalkers were doing that. That was when other professed targeted individuals were still supportive of me before they sold out and became fake. So now, it's like when I ask for help and say I need help, I mentioned this before, that when I ask for help, I get massive thumbs down. When I say crying out for help and show y'all the bad weather, and then when I finally get the hotel room, help with the hotel room, then I get thumbs up. I don't get that. I get a lot of thumbs up when I say, well, I finally had some help. So, well, this morning I'm glad I was able to go downstairs and book another night and get those little donut things. And then I'm glad I didn't really have much gang stalking activity. But this morning, Google says it's supposed to be a sunny day, nice day, whatever, that it's not supposed to rain. But lo and behold, it was raining and so sunny at the same time. Rainy, sunny, and cloudy at the same time. So, it was rainy, sunny, and cloudy at the same time. But they had this boy, he looked like he was about my height, maybe an inch or two taller. And he looked like he could have been like 12 years old. And he was Hispanic, but he acted like he was too scared or shy to open the front door. I don't know if he was scared or shy or whatever, but then again, I forgot that later on it dawned on me, maybe the boy didn't know English. So it's like I got frustrated because it's like he was acting a little kind of strange or whatever. But I figured he must have been shy or scared or something. But I feel bad about that. I feel so bad now thinking about it. But I'm sorry. And then I'm still feeling the effects of the sleep deprivation. Well, I told y'all that between, I guess, sometime between noon and 7:15 p.m. yesterday. My sleep was spotty, but I got some sleep. And then after 11:30, I was able to go back to bed and go to sleep. And I'm surprised that I slept a lot of hours. I mean, I was able to get some more sleep. And I think I woke up about sometime after 6:30 maybe. I think it was 6:37 this morning I woke up. And I kept on having to pee, a few times not a whole lot, maybe about 4 or 5 times in the middle of the night. And so I still feel mildly, but I can feel it, the effects of the sleep deprivation. And my body feels weak still, but my heart is feeling somewhat better and more relieved, like less pressure on my heart. So with the athlete's foot and me being homeless and stuff, I think if I had tennis shoes or sneakers and socks, I think the athlete's foot probably would have been worse. But I have those flip flops that have the part that goes across the top of your foot, rather than the thongs or the other what they used to call slippers back then. But the flip flops or whatever. And so I think maybe that might be why my feet are still I still get some moisture in my feet. And so the my right pinky toe yesterday, it was painful and stiff, and it still kind of hurts a little bit, but it was painful and stiff and would not move. But then once I put a little rubbing alcohol on it, it took a while, but I was able to get some, I guess, from athlete's foot from all that rain and stuff. And so I was able to get the crud from the inside of my feet, and it smelled bad. And I had the split part in my toes and stuff. And so once I was able to get that, I was able to feel a little more relief, and I can move my toe a little more. But people saying that being homeless on the streets, that when you're homeless on the streets, you got to be careful, mainly with your feet, your genitals, and your teeth. You got to take the most care of, your feet, teeth, and genitals. And I still have that cracked tooth with the abscess on it, and it's so hard trying to like I was trying to say that the day before yesterday at the restaurant, I didn't realize it took me 45 minutes to pee 3 or 4 times to go pee, because I had to pee like every 5 minutes back to back. And then I flossed my teeth and then brushed it with the bentonite clay, because I figured that restaurants would say, or the restaurants would probably say something, about, oh, you're in the bathroom too long, or it's inappropriate if you brush your teeth in the bathroom. So I don't even really brush my teeth in the bathroom, but my teeth were bothering me so bad that that I just gave in and went to brush my teeth, because it's hard to get a place or an opportunity to brush my teeth unless I'm in a hotel room like I am now. So I'm surprised I was able to get me some sleep last night, and I still feel like I need more sleep, and I probably would have had more sleep, but I probably would have felt anxious waiting around for 11 o'clock to have to check out. But I'm glad I don't, because I paid for another night. And so then I paid for another night, and then I so I'm still gonna have to be hassled, because the housekeepers are gonna knock on my door and confirm that I'm staying over and stuff. So I have to be anxious about being bothered by that rather than just have a smooth transition of being unbothered. And like for me to have a smooth transition of being unbothered and just be at peace up until tomorrow morning when I have to check out, or unless anyone would have helped me with another $100 so I could stay another night. So then I heard it's supposed to rain every day from tomorrow until Friday, and I don't know how bad the rain would be, you know. So and I'm not gonna say the job, but a job that I applied for earlier this year, that it costed me a freaking $68 Uber ride. Uber ride round trip from Gulf Breeze, I think it was, all the way to over here in Pensacola. Um, just to end up with nothing. I mean, and just to end up with them trying to make it like, oh, wait a minute, what interview? We don't have no interview, or whatever. And so other people felt played too, and then they made us fill out another application. I got not one call back, and they said that they were urgently hiring and needed people really bad. So then I applied again, and there's like a supposed interview this coming Thursday, and they said that they're hiring immediately. So but that's another job. But the job that I did an interview for last week, and it wasn't even an interview. It was just, we came there and they gave us a brief overview of the job, and then and told us what was supposed to be expected, and then they had us fill out sign a few papers, and then get a drug test, and then they said the background check is taking long, but it was supposed to be the original thing, the original plan, that we were supposed to get all our background checks, and then they said that they were waiting for the new Pensacola office to open, and they said even before then, they said that this coming Monday, which is today, that we were supposed to ship out into a different city. I'm not going to say the city name. And that we were supposed to get training for a few weeks and then come back to Pensacola and do the job. So there's some hold up with that too. And I don't even know if I will get hired. So that's why I said I was holding off on the idea of, holding off on the work boots and the work pants, because I don't know if I would even get the job. I may or may not get hired. I don't know. So that's another job that they said they were urgently hiring and needed people really bad. And I had applied for a few other jobs too, but it's like, wow. I mean, any job working with people, being a targeted individual, there's always workplace mobbing. Always. So that's why it's hard. It's like people think, oh, you just want to be treated special. No, when my mental disabilities that were manufactured from child abuse and being in a cult and everything, and then the medical situations that I had, like the 2 strokes and all that, and it's why, part of why I can't function properly, and especially around people. I have to be by myself. So it's difficult to live and work with people. And then always dealing with the narcissistic abuser who wants to try to fix and control you. And then when you resist, you're the bad person. And they want to try to force you to be what the world calls normal, and they want to try to slap you around and slap you into forced normalcy. And then when you feel like a caged dog or something, and then and you feel tortured and everything, so it's very difficult trying to that's the thing. It's like they stalking and following and harassing me and trying to force me to be normal and force me to conform and force me to conform to society and force me to be quiet about the truth and try to force silence me, and they want to try to control me, you know. And the fact that people make a lifestyle out of stalking Candy Grandpre when I'm no freaking body, and you stalk everything I do, and then turn around and say, "Well, your life isn't all that interesting." That's freaking them trying to gaslight, you know. But I didn't realize this was what was going on for so many years, or pretty much almost all my life, or probably all my life. But I know that I don't fit in, with society, and never will, I guess. And it hurts to have the idea that never getting to get a boyfriend or a husband that's gonna stick around. If people make like I'm that horrible, oh, you drive everybody away. But they've had other people with OCD or whatever other disorders, and they can have a husband that love them enough to stick around. So probably would never get to experience, childbirth and have seeing my offspring grow up, and it really feels so punishing. It feels make me feel sad, And if I would have had kids, the CPS would have took them away behind a lie anyway because of me being targeted, and then they probably would have put my children in a gang stalking program or MK Ultra or satanic ritual sacrifice program, against my will and against my consent. So I didn't realize the occult and witchcraft and New Age is and Satanism is all related to CPS and the crooked foster care system and adoption and foster parents and adoptive parents. They do things to foster children that they wouldn't do to their own birth children if they have any. And some of them are jealous that they can't have their own kids, so then they snatch other people's kids and perform all manner of satanic ritual abuse and mess the child's mind up, and then the child is forced to grow up and just be slapped into normalcy when they can't be programmed. And it's freaking MK Ultra and everything. So well, someone was saying that there are all kinds of ways you can make money online, to try to survive or whatever. But I already told y'all I get not a penny from my blog at all, and but I still post blogs anyway. And my Ko-fi, I'll get some support here and there. My fundraiser, it took me a long time. It took me a while to finally start to get a few little donations. I put all that in the description box of my like almost all of my YouTube videos. And now they're vibrating my legs. My legs and feet, they're starting to vibrate. So so I tried to write for medium.com, and they were threatened by the truth, so they stopped that. I told y'all that my blog is a threat to Google, and so they censor and shadow ban my blog and make it like, and even Twitter won't even let me post a link to my blog anymore, trying to make it like as if my blog is dangerous. My blog is dangerous because they threatened by the truth. And I mean, I don't even post a lot of conspiracy stuff, a whole lot of conspiracy stuff on my blog. They punished me from getting Google AdSense, because of just that word Ukraine. I didn't even speak for or against it really. But even then, I'm pretty sure they would have found some other excuse to block and censor my blog so that I couldn't make a living off of it. It's like you cannot make a living off the truth unless you're a paid fake sellout. And then you'll end up making thousands or millions. So so people, they see me trying to survive and trying to live. They see that as a threat, but then it seems like they want to find create roadblocks in my life for me trying to fight to survive and try to make a living. But then it's like they want to try to make everything hopeless and trying to make it like as if the only option is left is for you to go kill yourself. And then they hate me because I have better awareness now. I guess that's helping me be stronger against trying to go and off myself or go commit suicide and stuff. And now they have this new suicide hotline that's 988, for suicidal people and stuff. But it's like I'm thinking about, I already did like a lot of past topics that I've talked about in YouTube videos. I have past topics I've talked about that I have to redo it again in blog form because there's no more access to those videos because they try to shut down my videos, shut down my channels, try to shut down this, that, so I thought about, I need more sleep and better rest, so I need to, I thought about doing a blog post about, when a targeted individual tries to contact the crisis hotline, what your experiences are. I don't know about other TIs, but I know about my own experience. But if you try to contact any hotline or warm line or something like that, you get treated with oppression and abuse and treated like the same people, the same narcissistic perps. It's like a whole bunch of people who volunteer for the crisis hotline. It's like you get off the phone feeling worse than you get off the phone feeling worse than when you came on the phone. Just like when you go to a mental health therapist, you go walk out feeling worse than when you came in. And it's like they want to say you're mentally ill and crazy, but then you end up with more oppression and abuse. So if a person trying to call a suicide hotline and they're feeling not really suicidal, but they just need to someone to talk to, and then but sometimes a person probably would be feeling suicidal, but then scared to say it at the time because they don't want to be locked up in a mental institution or whatever, even though they just had those thoughts, and then they don't. And then they end up, not. They're afraid to say anything, but then they don't want to take any action on hurting themselves or anything. But then they have the narcissistic fake volunteers that will be like, "Oh, great, it's you again," and then they do victim blaming and yell at you and act oppressive and abusive and treat you like you're not welcome to call. And some of them straight up tell you that you're not welcome to call or don't ever call here again and stuff. And it's like, I didn't realize that a lot of these so-called mental health crisis hotline volunteers are communal narcissists. And that's why, you end up not getting any help or your problem solved. And sometimes all it would take is one phone call of compassion and support. One time I was in Los Angeles and tried to call one of the warm lines, and they had a Hispanic lady who acted like she was bored as fuck. And it was her first and only time talking to me. And so then she started acting like she was bored, and then eventually started to act like she was sounding like borderline sex noises and fake moaning and stuff like that. And I'm like, that was before I even found out I was targeted. But if they make it like you a pity and sympathy, attention-seeking drama queen who always played a victim, when you actually are going through shit and don't know how to handle or don't know how to cope with what you're going through. And so it's really it's, you really don't have anywhere to turn. But then they probably do on the other end offer support towards people who actually are suicidal. It seems like, was that part of the plan? If they say volunteer, but it's like, it seems like they don't want anything to do with you, or they want to try to act like they want to try to get you to say, "Oh, I'm suicidal," so that they can get paid to get you locked up in a mental institution and stuff, and try to so that you can get experimented on, or more mind controlled or abused and stuff. So it's like, sometimes you just be needing somebody to talk to, but then they want to act like they want to try to direct you to a psychiatrist. And I'm like, well, look, all I need is just one person to listen to me. I don't need to go through all this years of therapy because of a one-time incident. I mean, a one-time, like, loss of a friend or something. So, I mean, they want to make things more complicated, and it's a money-making machine. But they want to say volunteer crisis hotline when I think those bastards do be getting paid. And then it's like that same perp all the time. Just like when the police is called, it'd be the same, almost the same officers every time they called out. Or, if you have a mental health therapist or something, they make it like as if you can't, if you have a mental health therapist, they make it like as if, if you have a mental health therapist, they make it like as if you can't just freely switch therapists like that. You have to stick with a therapist that you don't like, and you're forced to pay them. That's not freedom. And then you get another therapist, and another therapist is just about as fake as the other one. And they play all kinds of just games with your mind. In therapy, the psychiatry and the mental health system, all they do is play psych games and try to trigger and provoke you to lose your temper. And they're a whole bunch of narcs, abusive narcs too. They're a whole bunch of narcissistic abusers and stuff like that. And they don't even, and then the professed Christian-based, the so-called Christian-based mental health therapy is more brutal and more cruel than the regular secular mental health therapy. And the professed Christian oppressive, abusive mental health therapists, you pay them, and then they really make you want to go commit suicide or go kill yourself. And it's like they want to try to provoke you or manipulate you into feeling like you're worthless or hopeless, or like as if God hates you and has given up on you. It's really brutal and cruel. I've been seeing people, the talk of the new suicide crisis hotline instead of 1-800-273-TALK. Back then you used to be able to just talk about your problems, but now the only way you can talk to them is if, you have to tell them, oh yeah, I'm suicidal, I want to kill myself. And it's like, even back as far as 2003, they used to treat me with abuse with the suicide crisis hotlines and have me come get off the phone crying. But I didn't realize the agenda back then. And the narcissistic abusers, they love to make you cry. They want you to be hurt, and they tell you need to be hurt. You need to be told off. You need to be embarrassed. You need to have all these so-called negative emotions. And people say that narcissistic abusers, whether secular or Christian or religious or not, they're considered soul murderers. And they have blood on their hands from the people who they have caused to commit suicide or turn to drugs or off themselves and stuff. A lot of people are on drugs or alcoholics or do some sort of substance abuse, maybe because they didn't know that what they were dealing with was narcissistic abuse. But then again, some narcissistic abusers, they do substance abuse and alcoholism themselves. You know? So instead of 1-800-273-8755 or 273-TALK, now you just dial 988 if you feel like you want to go do something to yourself. So somebody on Yahoo Answers several years ago, somebody was feeling suicidal, and somebody said you should make a better decision, rather than committing suicide, just crucify your flesh and die to self and live for Jesus. Die to yourself and live for Jesus, and then you'll be happier, rather than feeling down. And, that also helped me to try to think less suicidal, and then I know about this program being the gang stalking program. One of the goals is to try to get you to commit suicide. And I heard that if they gotta kill you, then they make less money than if they could get you to commit suicide. Because if you commit suicide, then you haven't, if you profess to be Christian and you do commit suicide, then they say, well, you haven't endured to the end, and you forfeit your chance in heaven, and and being like, how some people try to make it like as if mental illness mean lack of faith, like OCD and anxiety and depression and all that, that whatever some people might be like, well, it's lack of faith. But, it's so hard. But it seems like the psychiatry and the mental health system, they want so badly to try to replace God. And then I heard that psychiatry is satanic and eugenicist, and it has its roots in secular humanism. And so all these people who are, try to get you to poison yourself. And then they said if you read the labels of the side effects of certain medications, the psychiatric medications, it's like antidepressants make you more depressed. The they cause chemical imbalance. That's not what they're not going to tell you that. So if you are kind of like, if your parents feed you hot pockets and Pop-Tarts and the school feeding you nothing but donuts and pizza, and the school feed you donuts and pizza, and the parents feed you Pop-Tarts and hot pockets, you go to school with no nutrition, then you get hyperactive, and then they put you on a pill and they say you got ADHD. Then after that, then you feel depressed because of the side effects of the ADHD medicine. You feel depressed. And then when you feel depressed, then they want to give you a stimulant, and then they want to say, oh, you're bipolar. And then after if they want to say you're bipolar, they give you another medication that will cause you to be what they say schizophrenic or having psychosis. And then they give you another medicine for side effects of that, and they want to say, well, you got schizoaffective. And then they feel like they're at wit's end, and then and they feel like they can't control you, and so then they throw you in a mental hospital, and a lot of blood sacrifices. A lot of people are covertly murdered in the mental hospital too, and then they'll try to make like, oh, it's just natural causes. No, y'all be killing people in the mental hospital, especially you kill off black people. If you look into Kings County Hospital in New York, the mental hospital in New York where I was, they weren't going to let me out unless I died. Unless I got killed. And I feared death every single day in that mental hospital in Brooklyn, New York. Every day I was scared to die. And I heard that, I even saw a YouTube video about how they don't help mental health patients, how they don't help you, and they sit there and leave you to have a seizure and ignore you, and then but it's very hard for especially black people in society to get justice in a freaking injustice system. And they have, it's very hard, and it seems like the only way you can get your justice, you gotta sell out and become evil like them in order to get your justice and get your money's worth of something bad that happened to you. Otherwise, you just left and be scarred. It's just very complex. So, yeah, I'm so sorry I talk about such a sensitive topic right now. That probably might get to a lot of people. But, a lot of people say, well, Jesus Christ is the solution to your suicidal thoughts. And just pray and read the Bible or do some fasting. It's hard to get some serious time with God when you're homeless on the streets, and fighting for your life and constantly being harassed and everybody doing stuff to you and stuff like that. It's hard to find some peace and some quiet time with God, And then I guess they try to block you from that too because, I can have more quiet time to read the Bible or pray and stuff when I'm in a hotel or a motel room as opposed to when I'm outside and fighting with the gang stalkers and stuff that constantly harass all day, every day, and won't give you any peace or quiet. And they halt you from getting any peace and quiet. And then you can't even get any sleep and stuff, So, wow, I feel even kind of, that this was like a sensitive topic to talk about, but I'm glad to be stronger now, but, still have my weak points and stuff, but it's like even professed targeted individuals who say that they're Bible believers, when they act abusive, it seems like they try to drive you to suicidal ideation and stuff like that too. And a couple of years ago, I was saying that, wow, for all this gang stalking, it's like, I felt like the way the professed targeted individuals who claim to be God's chosen, and I didn't realize that the reason why, if they would be cruel enough to make you suicidal because they flipped and turned and became perps. So, because I said in a video a couple of years ago, I said, well, if anybody or if I end up, feeling suicidal or feeling like I want to commit suicide or anything, I said it's going to be from these supposed targeted individuals, not these doggone perps. And then come to find out I didn't realize before then, and I started to question and wonder why are professed targeted individuals are starting to act perp-like, And so, and then they falsely accuse you of being a perp and making money off of them. So I didn't realize they have the link in the description box of the exposed gang stalking site, Google sites and stuff. I have the link in the description box of the guy who he got murdered for exposing how they manipulate targeted individuals into becoming perps. And I heard that I'm still heavily targeted like this because I'm considered uncorrupted. And that, I have refused all those bribes. Come on, you think that I'm supposed to sell out to the devil for a slice of pizza? You want to dangle a slice of pizza in my face and think I'm supposed to accept it and sell out? That really, to lose your soul behind a doggone slice of pizza, and then they wanted you to be a prostitute and a perp at the same time. They are like, it's like I told you, I tried to show y'all a couple of nights ago about those two different black men, acting like they want to offer me the prostitute, and then when I did videos about it, I got massive thumbs down. Are y'all mad that I didn't prostitute and take those offers? Fuck y'all. So me trying to better my life the natural way, but they don't want to. It's like they trying to bully me and trying to beat me, trying to force me to join the doggone cult. They want to try to force me to become a perp, and I haven't, and I don't perp anybody. So I'd be damned if I were to sell out and then still be struggling the same way I'm doing. What's the point of selling out for just to end up in an even worse situation? And I know it's a big battle for your soul. But people falsely accuse me of thinking everything is all about me. I never said everything was all about me and my problems. But I'm fighting. I didn't know much of any better back then. Me trying to figure out that the gang stalking goals is, force you to be homeless, try to get you locked up in a mental institution or jail, try to strip away your faith and belief in Jesus Christ or whatever other religion you believe in. If you're Muslim and believe in Allah and you got strong faith in Allah or whatever, they try to strip that away from you too. And trying to make you feel hopeless, and they try to get you to give up, But I heard that the biggest sacrifice, they make the biggest points is if they can get you to kill yourself, or if they corrupt you some kind of way, and then kill you off after you accepted the deal, and then go kill you off, and then you end up going to hell. And then that's more souls that Satan has collected, and then you end up burning in hell forever. And then people make money off of, because they're already going to hell. So I refuse to prostitute or perp. And it's like they won't allow me to live. And I'm mentally damaged to the point where certain things I can't even do. Like they have this kind of online job or gig where you can get paid to read and make audiobooks. Read books aloud and make audiobooks. But then with the fact that I had 2 strokes when I was 5 and my anxiety disorders and me stuttering so much and then being sleep deprived on top of that, I wouldn't be a good fit for somebody who get paid to read and create audio books. So it's like a lot of roadblocks to everything, As I said, they sabotage my blog. They sabotage, they try to make everything that will help me look good or look better. They suppress that, and they just want me to all the way look bad, to the point that even other professed targeted individuals believe the slander campaigns about me and repeat them and throw them in my face. Or when they get mad at me, they threaten to join my twin sister and stuff like that. Or they even brag and admit that they were secretly watching her videos and believing her over me. So, the professed targeted individuals, they seem like they're very uptight and cruel. And it seems like they get jealous of other targeted individuals. Even other professed targeted individuals, they'll act like as if they're jealous because they feel like you ain't suffering hard enough, or they feel like they're suffering worse than you, so they want to try to hurt you and bring you down. So but then again, to be hated by and excommunicated from the TI community, I think that's the ultimate hatred right there. That even if the gang stalkers and the professed TI community don't even accept you, and so I'm ending up feeling like I'm at a loss for words and dealing with this depression every single day, and this shock and hurt that I can't even get support from other professed targets who end up being exploitative and abusive, narcissistic, and controlling, and you're forbidden to speak out against their abuse and what they did to you and the way they treated you and everything, and then try to tell you off about yourself and be young enough to be your child and then be disrespectful and bossy and controlling and treat you like you don't have sense and stuff like that. And I mean, as I said, trying to tell you off about yourself. And I don't even want relationships or friendships with nobody that's younger than me anymore. Either be my age or be a little older than me, and we'll be fine. I don't want to even be talking on the phone with somebody that's 10 years younger than me anymore, and then develop a so-called friendship, because then it makes me feel even worse. The fact that you feel like you can try to bully, harass, and lecture me, and try to frighten and scare me, and try to tell me off about myself. And then the people older than me have more respect for me than people that's younger than me. People older than me, they respect me and call me Miss Candy. But people younger than me, they disrespect me and call me girl. But people with narcissistic personalities disrespect and abuse me and call me girl. You know. So anyway, I'm probably gonna get more rest today and eat the rest of those. I mean, not the rest. I mean to eat some of those biscuits and jelly and have some apple juice and try to get me some more sleep and some more rest. And and then I'm gonna try to so I guess I was able to save the $14 probably for dinner tonight, you know. And it's like if I have one more biscuit, I'm a doggone scream because I've been having so many biscuits and so much biscuit lately for the past few weeks. But I know biscuits ain't really healthy. Um, but I mean it's something to eat, But I'm sitting here worried about my health and want to be able to eat healthier, more nutritious. But thanks for the free biscuits and the free apple juice. I mean I got something to eat that I don't have to pay for, you know. So thank you for the free biscuits. I just been eating too many biscuits for the past few weeks lately. So much biscuit, So but um, so that I can use like the $14 for dinner, and then more biscuits tomorrow, and the donuts that I grab, the tiny little cake donuts that I grab. I guess I have them for a snack or something later on this week. So I still don't have a word on the apprenticeship job. I'm gonna try it out. I already feel like I ain't fit for it, but I'm gonna try it out. But I would like to work on some more writing today. And so far as I know, I'm gonna go for now. And thanks for listening to me ramble on for like almost an hour. And I'm sorry if y'all felt triggered or offended, by what I didn't even anticipate talking about that. But I'm fighting to be stronger, and the Bible and Christianity is helping me be stronger, to not go and try to destroy myself or ruin myself. So thank you for your prayers, and I'm glad the whole world doesn't want to punish me the way it seems like. And thanks for letting me vent, and I'll see y'all later. I love y'all. Bye.